Hey there fellow cyclists, welcome to Bike Talks. Are you thinking of buying a new bike? Well, don't make the same mistake that many new cyclists make. Buying a bike without paying attention to the right size. In this video, I am going to explain what happens when you buy the wrong size bike and how you can avoid it. Now, some of you might be thinking that smaller frames are always better. But that's not necessarily true. The geometry of frames used in the past was very different from today's frames. The handlebar and the saddle heights were almost equal. The triangles of the frames were much larger, and the steel tubes used to much more flexible compared to today's carbon and aluminum tubes. This is why cyclists used to prefer smaller frames to reduce flexing. But today's bikes are designed very differently. The height differences between the saddle and handlebar have increased, and detailed research and calculations are now carried out for better weight distribution, higher control, and better road holding. In other words, the size of the bike matters more than ever before. So, why it is important to get the right size bike? Let me break down it for you. First of all, you are not a professional athlete, and neither am I. So, don't compare yourself to them or try to follow their example. Professional athletes have habits, strength, and flexibility that we will never possess. Even they use frame sizes recommended for their height, and so should we. Buying a bike can be an exciting experience, especially if you are a beginner or looking to upgrade your current bike. However, it's essential to make sure that you purchase the right size bike for your body type, riding style, and preferences. Otherwise, you may experience discomfort, injuries, and lack of control, which can ruin your cycling experience. One of the most common mistakes people make when buying a bike is not paying attention to their height and buying the bike is either too small or too big. This can happen if you leave yourself at the mercy of the salesperson or get tempted by a great deal without researching the bike specifications and features. Before we dive into details of why you shouldn't buy a bike that is too small or too big, let's first understand the importance of bike fit. The bike fit refers to the relationship between rider and the bike, including the size and the shape of the frame, the height and angle of the saddle and handlebars, and the position of the pedals and cleats. A proper bike fit can improve your comfort, performance, and safety while riding, while improper fit can cause pain, fatigue, and injuries. Now, let's discuss why buying a bike that is too small or too big can be a very big mistake. First, lack of comfort. Riding a bike that is too small or too big can cause discomfort in various body parts such as the neck, shoulders, back, hips, and knees. When the bike doesn't fit your body, you may have to adjust your position to reach the pedals, handlebars, or saddle, which can create tension and stress in your muscles and joints. This can lead to pain, numbness, and fatigue, which can affect your ability to ride longer distances or enjoy your rides. 2. Lack of control. Riding a bike that is too small or too big can also affect your balance and stability, especially during high-speed descents or sharp turns. When your weight is not distributed properly on the bike, you may feel wobbly or unstable, which can cause you to lose control and fall, unfortunately. Moreover, a bike that is too small or too big may have a different wheelbase and center of gravity, which can affect its responsiveness and maneuverability. You may feel like you are riding a bike that is too twitchy or too sluggish, which can decrease your confidence and enjoyment. 3. lack of performance. Riding a bike that is too small or too big can also limit your performance and potential. When you ride a bike that is not designed for your body type, you may not be able to generate enough power or speed, which can affect your efficiency and endurance. Moreover, a bike that doesn't fit you properly may not allow you to adopt the optimal riding position or use your full range of motion, which can affect your aerodynamics and biomechanics. This can lead to slower times or lower distances or less fun. Now that we know why buying a bike that is too small or too big is not recommended, let's see how to avoid this mistake. First, know your measurements. Before you start shopping for a bike, take some measurements of your body. The most important measurements are your inseam length and your height. Your inseam length is the distance from the ground to your crotch, while your height is your overall body height. Knowing these two measurements will give you a good idea of the bike size that fit you the best. 2. Consult size charts. Once you know the measurements, consult the size chart provided by the bike manufacturers or retailers. Size charts will usually recommend a bike size based on your height and inseam length. Keep in mind that different brands may have slightly different sizing charts, so it's always a good idea to double check with the manufacturer or retailer before you compare two different brands or two different models of bike from the same brand. 3. Test ride bikes. Even if a size chart recommends a particular bike size, it's always a good idea to test ride the bike before you buy it. This will give you a chance to see if the bike is comfortable and if it fits you well. When test riding a bike, make sure you are wearing the same shoes you plan to ride in, and ask the retailer to adjust the seat height and handlebars to your measurements, for sure, if you know them. 4. Consider bike type and geometry. Different types of bikes have different geometry, which can affect how they fit. For example, road bikes tend to have a more aggressive geometry with a longer top tube, while commuter bikes have more relaxed geometry with a shorter top tube, like endurance, all-rounder, and aero bike for road bicycles. Consider the type of bike you are interested in and how it will fit your body. 5. Get a professional bike fit. If you are still unsure about the best size for you, consider getting a professional bike fit. A bike fit specialist will take precise measurements of your body and make adjustments to the bike to ensure it fits you perfectly. This can be a bit more expensive. It can be well worth in terms of comfort and performance. By following these tips, you can avoid the mistake of buying a bike that is too small or too big and ensure that you can find that fits you comfortably and performs well. Remember, the right size bike will not only be more comfortable, but it will also be easier to ride and more efficient, making your cycling experience more enjoyable overall. So, in summary, don't buy a bike that is too big or too small for you just because your friend recommends it, the seller promises to customize it, the price is attractive, or professionals use it. If it's possible, try sitting on the bike before you buy it. If not, research the bike as much as possible before buying it. And remember, don't spend more money trying to make an unsuitable bike suitable for you. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. See you at the next episode. Stay safe and keep pedaling.